moved this morning over to some new ground. Very happy with the grass. The area they've been has been kind of tough because it's wide open and the ground gets hard. Well, it doesn't get hard, it gets very sandy. But when the birds leave an area like this, if there's no rain in the forecast, I'll put the sprinkler on it for a little while. And with the 100 feet, well, it's two 100-foot lengths of poultry netting. All right, 48-inch high poultry netting. So two 100-foot lengths, that creates a pen that is pretty much covered by the sprinkler at full oscillation. That probably has as much to do with water pressure too. So I'll let that run for a bit, give the ground a good saturating and encourage those roots to grow and eat the chicken manure and go deep. Really see the line where the girls have been. This side they've been, this side they haven't yet. So they really chewed up the stuff to the left. And I give them a cooling fan and they all start pecking at the hose like it's food. Come on. See, but that's what we're trying to overcome there is birds being so hot. See, her wings are out, she's breathing, she's panting, trying to cool off. Picking loquats. I get so busy watching you do it, I forget to look and see where the camera's pointed.
Yeah, these are almost gone. There's only one little bunch on the other tree. I think it's out more in the sun. This one has got more shade, so I think it's about a week behind. I should have gone and collected the other ones last week. That's all right. The crows had a wonderful time with them, I'm sure. You don't see loquats in the stores because the fruit is so fragile that when you pick it off,
it starts to bruise.
Yeah, it starts to bruise right away. If you were to try to pick it like this, they look like little apricots, and they have the texture size of a plum, but
big grape.
In the Asian markets, they sell it on the branch like that so that they don't bruise.
Ah.
Our chickens will love them.
The chickens do love them very much.
We've used them in a loquat raspberry upside down cake, and we did a loquat savory sweet pork roast.
So it's 89 today. We're basking in the temperatures being under 90. But like this week, it's going to go 90, 90, 94, 93, 90, and then it rains. And then the temperature drops to 78, which will feel glorious. Kind of looking forward to that already. I do hope the rain starts soon though, so we can start getting, because you can see that it's getting a little dry out here in the grass. We don't water anything, except for like I did for just where the chickens had been to encourage the regrowth to begin. Whew. But I hope it starts raining. It'll be good. Look at this. This was all dark woods before I had the guys come do some clearing. Look at the sunlight that's hitting the ground now. This is going to be such gorgeous pasture. So previously, this was a bucket I was using in the chicken tractor for my poultry waterer. It's this one with the spring. It's a weighted system so that the water feeds when the reservoir needs more water in it. But what I was noticing was inside and around the hardware area here, I was getting rust, which was affecting the water, and I didn't want to deal with that. So this is what I had in here. You can see when you look at it, after the threads, there's really not much to keep water from dripping, and periodically I did have dripping of water. Then what I did is I found there, the weird thing is, like, so this would go in to the hole this way, and then this part would protrude into the bucket where the water stores, the reservoir, and there is nothing I could find on the aisle that was of the same brass nature so it wouldn't corrode or rust or anything. And so I went with this, which turns out to be very rusty, but it had a little rubber washer on it. And that's what I did as an interim fix. I was starting to get a lot of debris in the bottom of the bucket, the water bucket, that was rusty. So this is out. Here's the replacement. It is all brass. It's got a washer built onto it and a nice wide points for either side of the bucket. And so here's the nipple. So this will be inside the bucket sticking out. From the outside, I will then secure this on there, squeeze, compress that washer and get a nice tight fitting. And it's all brass, so there will be no rusting and therefore no tainting the water inside the reservoir, inside the bucket. And I got this on Premier One's website. I'm gonna try it out and see if it works better. Just looking at it, I am way more confident in this than I was in my own efforts to find a solution at the hardware store locally. Now, when I looked at it, the fit was really gonna be tight with the threads, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I think that's probably a very positive thing. So let's see what happens here. Why do you not go on? Gentle. There we go. Wow, that was a very great challenge. That's not pretty. So let's see what happens if I put a little water in there and get a test going. Well, water flows. I don't see anything. All right, that's good. I'm gonna declare victory. Because that's a 3/8. And technically, that's a 3/8, but it's more like a half. So this used to be a half, so this is 1/2 inch interior diameter vinyl tubing. So it's gone. I'm gonna replace it with 1/2 exterior, 3/8 interior diameter polyvinyl chloride. I might need to go to a different size for the clamp. Let me see if that's gonna hold. Nope, that's dripping. I need smaller clamps. Not sad about it, I can make that happen. All right, working on the Mule a little bit while the guys are back doing more clearing of the land. And my brake pedal was going all the way to the floor. So I opened the hood. Actually, I took it off and just topped off the coolant while I was in here. And then back behind this little plug here in the front is my brake fluid. So got the funnel in there, topped it off, and then started pressing the brake, but I could hear a hissing of it escaping, so there was a hole in the line. I followed the sound, came underneath. So this is the brake line, and it looks like at some point in the past, somebody else had put a little sleeve around it right here. So that was an existing leak when I bought this, but it looked like maybe the clamp had come off. So I was able to just move the sleeve into place, put a small hose clamp on there and crank it down. It still drips out when you're really putting a lot of pressure on the line, but that'll hold it for, until I can get around to figuring out how to replace that entire line. Not an expert in that, so that's going to take me a little bit to figure out. I didn't expect to have to do that, but that's okay because I had the stuff for it. See, the guys are back. They're working some more to get that cleared. I had some awesome drone footage of the whole thing. I'll put it right here now. Oh, wait, no, I won't, because apparently I didn't have the SD card in, so technology is your friend. Just smile. Yeah. Having trouble getting the plastic over this because the diameter of this is just quite a bit wider than the diameter of that. So it goes out to the 1/2 inch instead of 3/8, which is what the entrance is. So I got to figure out a way to get this over it, and I think I got a method. Heating up some water. I'm going to put this in there for just a couple seconds to try and soften it, then bounce back and squish it over and see what happens. Oh, it's too soft now. I can't get it to... There it goes. All right. I don't really think I need this with the way this thing is shrink wrapped on there now, but I'll do it just to be sure. And there it is. That ought to do the trick. I got these over at Advanced Auto Parts today, and they go down to 3/16 and then up to 5/8. So that's the perfect size. Because, let's get this hung up, see how we're looking. And we can try that. See what that does. I think that'll be all right. The bucket hangs off here, and underneath I've got a block of wood put in there so the weight as it sags is going to sit on that. The chickens won't bother this at all, and when the feed tray lowers down, it doesn't obstruct. So yeah, I think that's good. We're going to go with it. This was all just crazy thick like that, thick like this. Found some tires, big shock. But this is astounding, just how much this has opened up. This is gonna be so incredible, all back in here, and you can hear them further out there in the woods. He's still going strong. He's at just over 8 hours now in the seat. He's an animal. Meanwhile, he unearthed all this. So I had one TV, now I got another. But all this stuff was out there. So I just loaded it in the Mule and brought it over here and added it to my pile of things to go to the dump. Does every farm have a pile like this? So for the pole barn, I think I told you, I did decide I'm gonna hire my friend to come have his guys put the sheeting up there. So it's gonna take a little while. He's got to free up a crew. But once they're available, they're coming out, they're gonna hit it hard. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm not disappointed at all that I can't finish it. Would have been cool, but I'd rather have it done right and professionally, and I didn't feel like I could bring that. So self-aware. That only took 54 years. I feel like I should call somebody. Anyway. All right, well, there's still noise going on. The day is done, except for these poor guys. They're gonna keep going, I guess, until they feel like they've finished their work. Hard-working guys. All right, that's it from here. Talk to you guys later.